All right, so this last exercise is the challenge problem. And I like these so much because it makes you actually think. Now, before you actually have started these, I really hope, actually you must, watch this video here before you start because it's going to teach you how to do composite shapes and what you're supposed to do. But I'm going to go back through with a little overview in case that did not work and you're still having a problem. I'm going to help you right now. So the first thing we're going to do is break this shape up into various shapes or different shapes. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this, and I know for a fact, if I look at this, so I'm going to break this up into different shapes. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, you know what? I know for a fact this rectangle, super easy right here. I could absolutely do that. And what I'll do for that is I'll just take 9 times 3.5. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And I might not know what that is offhand, and that's okay. I'm going to go over here and do 9 times 3.5 on a calculator. Totally fine to do. And I'm going to get 31.5. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm just going to write down 31.5 in a, let's write it in a different color here. Let's write it in red. So I'll put down 31. So that's what this equals here. The next one I want to do is I want to do this shape here. So I have a 2 by 2, right? And we know that a formula for a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So I'll take 2 times 2 equals 4. And then I'll divide that by 2 because it's half of a square, right? So that will equal a grand total of 2. I'm going to do this one here. So I have this is 2 by 5. So I'll do the same kind of steps. So I'll say 2 times 5 equals 10. And then 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So this here is 31.5. This here is 2. This here is 5. And I have this last little square here. Now, you should be able to tell that this is just a square, so it's got to be a 2 by 2, but let's pretend you didn't know that. What you could do is you could say that from 2, this little section from here to here is 2, right? And this section from here to here is 5. So I'm kind of missing this area, correct? But the whole area here is equal to 9. So if I take 7 or 9 minus 7, I should get 2 as my answer. It's just another way to figure out what this missing piece is. I look at what I have, I subtract it from the total, and I have 2 here. So it's a 2 by 2. So let's write down 2 times 2, and I get a grand total of 4. So now what I have to do, now that I have all these pieces, is I have to simply add them together. So I have 2 plus 5, which is 7, plus 4 is 11. So 11 plus 31.5 is 42.5. And let's see if that works. So I'll say 42. All right, we'll try practicing again here. And you can, of course, turn this off right now if you get it, or I'm going to do one more example. All right, so I have this shape here. And what I want to do is I want to break it up into smaller shapes. That's what a composite shape is. It just means that you're breaking up into something smaller. So if I go here and I take this piece here, we know that this is 2 by 2. That's what I have here. So 2 by 2, which is a grand total of 4. Let's write down here 2 times 2 equals 4. I now could take this triangle here if I want, right? I know that this whole section from here, if I went and I drew a line straight down, this would equal 2, right? So this has to be 1. If this was already 2 here, from here to here is 2, and the whole thing is 4, that means that this section is 2, and this section must be 2. So that means that this right here, this rectangle, is 2 by 1, which is just equal to 2. So I'll say 2 times 1 equals 2. Now realize there's multiple ways to break this up. This is just the way that I'm choosing to do it. If I drop my line, which is what I was talking about before, which there's nothing there, but let's pretend I did. To make this straight, this would be 1, right? For a grand total of 2. I'm only showing you that because that's what this is equal to then. I can tell what this is. This is just a 1. And we already figured out this before was a 2, right? So it's 1 times 2. So I'll say 1 times 2 equals 2. but it's a triangle, so I have to divide by half. So that equals 1. So altogether, if I add up these things, I have 4 plus 2, which is 6, plus 1 is 7. So this one here is equal to 7. Now, if you have any questions, because this is a challenge, I get it, it's a little trickier. I recommend first of all drawing out the shapes. It makes a huge difference. Number 2, watch these videos again or use the hints. This is what we'll get to by the end of this chapter, so it's really important you understand how to do it. When I come back, I'm happy to help you if you have questions with these challenge problems. But try